Like, hey, everybody get up. We're like, are we at the airport? He's like, no, we're at Walter White's house.
Oh, no kidding. You did. You went there.
Yes.
Ladies and Germans, this is the show.
It sure is.
Mi nombre es 𝗦𝘆, and that is Jeremy. We've already said your Spanish
Me
name.
llamo es 𝗦𝘆 𝗛𝗶. They call me Jeremy.
Hola, white devil.
Hello, gringo loco.
Jeremy, yesterday was Star Wars Day. May the 4th, as you probably know.
Yes, I'm familiar with the religion. Yes.
Yes. Star Wars being the most successful faith-based film of all time. I think that's without question. Over the decades, they have added scenes, taken away scenes, modified scenes.
Oh, yeah.
In all of these changes, in all of these permutations, they have never considered taking out the scene where Princess Leia puts a level 4 lip lock on her brother.
It's canon.
Did it ever come up? Like, hey, we have the technology, or is Alderaan the Arkansas of the galaxy?
Oh.
Don't come at me, friends from Arkansas. I live in Florida, so when it comes to state-based punchlines,
hey, Florida man. Nobody beats Florida man. I'm just saying.
I actually understand why it's there, because it signifies the evolution of George Lucas' screenwriting and building out the universe.
Because
it did not occur to him.
By definition, he wasn't done writing, even though he said he was. So we leave it in there to remind everyone, see, sometimes you have to tell everybody before you're ready.
Yeah. So there it is. How are you, man?
Well, before I move on, I have to say
yes.
I saw a meme. Usually I'm surrounded by nerdy friends, and I'm a big Star Wars nerd. But the best one I saw was, if you're expecting a Star Wars joke from me, you are looking in Alderaan places. I know, stupid.
Wookin' Penub in Alderaan places.
And that's because I'm Gen X. That also played immediately in my head. God bless Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, all the memes are converging.
That's it. Yeah, I have no personality other than pop culture.
This is the pop culture singularity happening.
In
our midst.
100%. Absolutely right.
All on This Is the Show. You just got back from the road again, yeah?
Yeah.
New Mexico?
I was in Phoenix and then New Mexico. And man. First of all, Phoenix was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And by that, I mean hot. But we played at Celebrity Theater, which is in the Round. So we got people like
360, or is it like black box?
So apparently you can't. That's sort of dealer's choice is the answer. It can be 360.
Yeah.
It can also be 270.
I was told there'd be no math.
I know. So, but I guess that's what we opted for, is a 270, and they sort of bumped out the back end of it, blocked it off so people couldn't sit in there, but that gave us more room for our drum platform and stuff.
Oh, somebody thought of the drummer. That's a nice touch.
Yeah, because I was looking at him like, if we didn't have this, we'd be on top of each other, because the stage, while cool, is not that big. But yeah, it was neat because the audience was really close and all around us.
That's got a different energy, right?
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
That's cool.
So yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then New Mexico, I don't know that I've been in New Mexico, maybe once in my life. And maybe in the 90s. I don't know. But for whatever reason, we played in Phoenix and we opted to drive to Farmington, which is about 6-7 hours, and that's if you don't stop.
Yeah.
So it was a full day, and it was so beautiful. We're basically driving along Grand Canyon. It's
wow.
I didn't realize this was they're like, well, we're just on the res right now. We're not on the biggest highway, the fastest way. We went the most scenic way.
Okay, respect.
And we went through Monument Valley, if you've ever heard of that.
Yes. Yes.
And
wow.
Yeah, the pictures. I'm like, I know. I've seen these in.
It's like from the movies.
Yeah.
No, it's like from here.
No, it was right over there. Yeah. Like I saw all kinds of things like that. Like this is just a natural thing that, yeah, sure is. And there was a little side of the road on the res, all native folks, little sign that said dinosaur tracks. And we're like, well, we got to know what that's about. And we pull over and this Indian dude is like, hey, there was a bunch of these little three-toed whatever pods. I don't know what the picture that they kind of had drawn looked like a velociraptor, I guess. So these are not huge guys, but it was like the footprint was like a duck.
Oh,
but like the size of your head. The footprint is like this, like, oh, wow. Okay.
So it's murder duck.
Yeah. Like this thing will squish you. And we're looking at it. My first thought was, okay, so somebody could have like poured some concrete and just stamped these out. And it's
this is a good place to shake down tourists for a couple of bucks.
But the more you look at it, you're like, these are not all the same size. And they're not in a kind of uniform pattern that, if you like strapped on some fake footprints and walked around, these didn't look like that. It was just insanity what they were. And I'm like,
this
okay.
Is the storied Shamosaurus.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Exactly. I've heard about this guy.
Right. So anyways, what the Indian guy said is this was like a riverbed, and then there was a lava flow that happened close enough to the time that these little guys ran through there that the lava just, poured through and hardened it real quick. And there's your footprints. But yeah, when you look at it, it's like this giant piece of rock. And these footprints are all through it. Anyways, very, very neat, very cool thing. But yeah.
I've been in each of those states once. Went to Santa Fe years and years ago for a film festival. Loved New Mexico. So stark and everything. I had different experiences with New Mexico than Arizona for some reason.
Yeah.
They're not that different. But I'm in New Mexico. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's spare.
Yeah.
The McDonald's are brown. It looks like Adobe. I respect the commitment.
It's kind of like going to Paris. It's like every building is sort of a uniform flavor.
There's codes that says no, it's not going to be yellow. It's going to be sand brown.
Yeah.
And I had a gig in Arizona, and we're driving in Arizona, and I'm looking out the car window. I'm like, I don't think we're supposed to be here, man. I mean, it's just, it looks like the surface of the moon.
Yeah.
It's like, what other clues could God have given to, like, you could live a million places, but obviously not here. No. And they're like, no, like right here. Right here.
You're
like, it is inhospitable, my friend.
Yeah, there's no life.
It's not hot like Florida hot. It's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's like when you come across a patch of green, you're like, oh, there's life. It's like, yeah, in context, half a mile back where you came, there was not life. It was like rock and dirt.
Yes.
Nothing and nothingness.
Yeah, magnificent desolation.
So,
like the moon.
Final takeaway on New Mexico.
Yes.
We flew out of the ABQ. So basically flew into Phoenix, did a show, drove to New Mexico, did a show, and then flew home from Albuquerque. And you do some math. You're like, right, flying at 11:30. You want to get to the airport at like 9:30, whatever. Drop off the rental car. We are 3 hours from the airport.
Oh wow.
We're gonna leave at like in the 6 o'clock hour to do this thing. We did, and so everybody's like, oh man, blah, blah. And so, we're going, but mostly trying to sleep in this bumpy ride and whatever. And we get there, and the thing I remember is our driver, who was the star of the show, who also drives the bus. He's like, "Hey, everybody, get up!" We're like, "Are we at the airport?" He's like, "No, we're at Walter White's house."
Oh, no kidding! You went there?
Yes, went there. Yes, we stopped by on the very unofficial tour because it's literally somebody's house,
right?
And very famously, this person, it's a private homeowner who just lives there, and they are not cool.
Really?
And it's like, yo, you knew the house that you bought, you goofball.
No. I'm not hearing that. You know good and well before you buy that house, it's pedigree.
Like, seriously.
Don't come.
This is very famous place.
When you sell it, you are going to mention it in the listing.
Like, yeah.
You know full well.
There's fences, there's signs, and it's like, God, come on, guys. But yes, we totally stopped at the Breaking Bad house, and I was so happy because we're not in Albuquerque. If we were for a day, I would have done any tour I could have, just because I really liked Breaking Bad. I thought that was a great show. But yes, we actually went to the Heisenberg house, as it's called.
That's great.
It was so great. So, anyways, I had a good time.
Pop culture geek out moment.
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh man. Well, while you were traveling around, I have a under 13 flag football team that I help coach, and we just had a kids versus parents. This is a tradition in the league that the last practice of the season, we do a little funsy scrimmage game between the parents and the kids, which is good times.
Under 13. So that means you could squash them if you need to just be you know what?
They're so darn fast.
Are they? Oh, well. See, they got you with the cardiovascular there.
It's a trade-off because we're on a grass field in Florida right now. It's super dry. And Matthew just goes barefoot anytime it is socially acceptable. So I have we'll just say that's it. That your feet are slick on there. It has nothing to do.
You don't have the grip.
Has nothing to do with the inertia that I'm bringing to the table. But
let's call it.
So I'm like, listen, there's nothing here to prove. I've told this to the parents, it's all fun and games. Let's just, let's nobody go to the ER.
Right.
I had somebody on the side. I'm like, I already punched 9 and 1. You just keep your finger hovering over 1, just in case.
9 and 1.
Yeah. So we had it was fun, and I took. It was 2-hand touch. I mean, they have flags. We try to pull the flags. So you just boom. And I did okay on receptions. I was fairly reliable. But nice. I swear some of these kids just go, boom. I'm like, those are the kidneys, guys.
Right.
That's just,
it's That's not 2-hand touch.
Not 2-hand punch.
Yeah.
That felt unnecessary. Right. What did Coach Matthew do to you? And hit the deck a couple times.
Oh, man.
I'm like, we're good. So, yeah. Good times, nothing. You don't know that you need to go 48 hours before you know the final tally.
Yes, right.
On the thing. So far so good, but we don't know for sure yet. But throwing back some Advil, doing the little Epsom salt bath and everything, doing all the old people procedures, but super fun. Except for one thing.
Oh no. What happened?
And I'm thinking through this out loud. I'm still processing all this. We have one kid on the team, and I'm not going to put a little kid on blast. I'm not going to say his name or anything, but
this is not your kid.
This is not my kid.
Just be clear.
But it's important you say that. I'm going to circle back to that.
Okay, good.
Just openly mean to fellow teammates, trash talking fellow teammates. Here's one example. We're out on the field. I'm getting a play set up. My son is here. This kid is here. Other kids, five man. He looks at my kid. I'm right here. I'm closer than he goes, shut up. I'm like, I'm his dad and I'm right here, right? Yes. That's what we're dealing with. I'm like, okay. All right, I've got to remove my ego from the situation. I've got to think, how do I get through to this kid? And how do I angle this? And it's you're trying to be a good coach. You want to be one of those, the kid's going to grow up and he's going to mature and he's going to look back, and you want to be the guy. And you want to be the guy that he looks back and go, wow, I was a little so and so, and you acted like an adult.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't want to be angry dad. I want to be thoughtful, sober. So his own mom kicked him out of the game last night with this parent thing. I'm like, okay. So I said, hey, could we, we're going back to the next play. I'm like, could we talk just for a few minutes? She's like, yeah. I mean, after practice, because I want us to get on the same page. So we have this conversation.
Yeah.
And she seems to kind of get it, but be like, well, he doesn't like to lose. I'm like, is that it? None of us like to lose. Are you? And so cut to the kid wanders up. I'm like, okay, we all want you to win.
Yeah.
In life.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, man, pound it. And he just looks at me and just looks at my fist and just gives me a look. I'm like, oh. And the mom, this is the critical point, does not do anything.
Oh, no.
So this is where
you got to say something now. You're like, all right.
No, this is my takeaway. And I want any kind of insights you have.
Okay.
Which is, given that kind of insight into their dynamic,
I see
it's
where
like,
you are. Yeah.
you need to have measured expectations of what you can get from this kid in a matter of just the next couple of weeks. Like, the most fair thing to him is we're probably going to have to adapt to him not making any changes at all. And one of those changes, one of those adaptations is, I will kick you out of the game. And I say that as somebody who has literally kicked my own son out of a game more than once. This is not talking out of school, but
that's a strong track record.
Has an attitude, and I'm not liking the choices, and I'm like, hey, I need you to just take it down. There's warnings.
Yeah.
And then it just flares up again. And this is the process that he's worked on, and I'm proud of him for that.
Yeah.
But you're like, this is not acceptable, and I need you to go over there, and you're not going to play anymore in this game.
Yeah.
So that's a part of it to go, hey, before the next game, here's what's in play. And one of the scenarios is you go sit with your mom and watch your teammates finish this game. And I'm speaking to you as somebody who has kicked out my own flesh and blood.
Yeah.
So be aware, I'm not trying to be a tough guy or bluffing. This is a reality. So you do you, but them's the options.
So did you say that?
So that's going to be the next thing before the game of like, hey, we've talked about this. You're going to do what you do, but know that benching you is a possibility. Also, just inviting you to not play the rest of the game is also a thing. So, it was just really interesting. You don't come across. So, but you're realizing there's a lot going on here, and
I'm
not
know
here to fix anything.
There's the parenting thing, right? The minute you saw this, and you're like, oh, right. I'm not judging this woman's parenting, but I can see what is and what is not going to happen. So if I am just going to like put this kid on blast right here, I'm not going to get any backup support in the minivan on the way home.
Right.
But yes, you're 100% within your rights to be like, hey, my track record speaks for itself. I'm looking for a certain level of attitude here, and very much okay with kicking my own kid out. So I can kick you out too. And,
just give him the options. But when she's not drawing any kind of line, I'm like, okay.
Right.
Then understand that you as a super part-time coach in this kid's life is, I'm like, okay.
That's so hard, right? Because my first reaction, I'm sure you saw it on my face as you were talking, like, I would just tell him, like, right now, this is the deal. That's not acceptable. We're on a team here. Act like it. It's not the you show, you know? But when you recognize that, like, oh shoot, there's more going on here. Yeah, that's a good call.
So years ago on our talk radio show, Steve Brown, et cetera, we had I'm blanking on his name, and I really shouldn't because he and his dad are real friends of the show. But it was called Low Anthropology, and it was talking about this whole thing of like being disappointed in others, and basically, why are you disappointed when people do dumb things? What experience have you had that leads you to expect
anything
the people
different
around you to make great decisions all the time?
Sure.
Considering you yourself do not make great decisions all the time. And it was this really beautiful approach of like, you should show people the grace that you yourself need, and is having a really realistic, grounded expectation of people and their choices.
Yeah.
Is that not a better way to live? So when people do something dumb, it's not like, I expected you. It's like, yeah, we are fallen creatures, and that was dumb, but I do dumb things too, and it's not like justifying bad behavior and patterns of bad behavior, but yeah, I don't know. It's just showing a kind of grace.
Yeah.
To go, yeah, man, yeah, we do dumb stuff, and that was a dumb thing, and hang around. I'll do something dumb too, probably. So,
all right. So I feel like you have tapped on.
Okay. All right, we've hit
vein.
We've hit the vein. Let's go.
Yes. So, wow. Talk about shooting from the hip. There's so many good things that I want to reference here, and I just got to pull it out and see what I remember.
All right.
Right? So, on some level, there's an element of the only reason any of us feel disappointed, whatever, about how others have done and performed not up to our expectations is because some amount of avoiding of pain of ourselves, right? We are mad that we're trying to avoid the pain of whatever, and now you have brought me smack into that pain. Well, okay, maybe all those things are true. So what? Did anybody die?
Yeah.
Now, if somebody does die, that's a slightly deeper conversation, but that is part of the conversation, which is to say, okay, so I'm a Zen master and I live on the top of a mountain in Tibet, and, nobody affects me, nothing, and I'm all good with God and the universe, and that's great and all. But are you not held to a different standard of whatever with your wife than you are to me, right?
True.
Right.
True.
So it's nuanced, right? On some level, I answer to God and God alone.
Yeah.
And I can let you down, and I don't want to let you down. But it's worse if I let God down. But also, it's worse if I let my wife down. And that's just because I have a different relationship with her than I do with you. So that's where it's like the psychology is still true. I still need to be, as I don't want to say unattached because it sounds jaded and not loving. But the truth is there is some viability there, and it's in the Bible too. If I'm looking to God as my source and not to you or other people as my source, then you and other people lose your ability to set me off because I'm my hope is built on nothing less than Jesus and.
Good lyrics.
We should write a song about that. So, but we always constantly, forget that and mess that up because we're always looking to other people to do right by us. And when they inevitably don't, we inevitably get mad. So anyways, there you go. I've laid out a complex and nuanced idea, which is we should all be not affected by other people's foibles because we also fail. But at the same point, we do have community, cultural structure in our lives. You have different relationships with people by definition of those relationships. And so people are quite literally held to different standards. How do you balance that?
Yeah. That gets me thinking about, total rabbit trail, but here we are. Forgiveness. And, there's the story of the disciples and Jesus and, how many times should I forgive somebody? 7 times? Obviously, it's not 7. It's less than that, but I'm looking good by saying 7. No, right. 70 times 7, which is not to say 490. It's like...
Boy, I'm just waiting for that 491, Matthew.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
I'm going to sock you.
That's enough.
So here's the new thing I thought about, and people more theologically grounded will have to weigh in and see if this holds water. So how many times should I forgive my brother? And I always think of, you offend me, I forgive you. You forgive me, I offend you. There's not a limit to the number of times. The thought that occurred to me is forgiveness is a process, and it's an ongoing thing. Like, you offend me, I forgive you.
Yeah.
But now, a week from now, I'm going to think about it, and I have a choice.
Yeah.
I could dwell on it, or I can remember that I've forgiven you.
Yeah.
So it's like the 490, the unlimited. It's every time that thought comes back to you, It's not that you do 490 offenses and I forgive you one time for each of those. You know, he says it's unlimited.
So it's referencing the process, the forgiveness process of
every time it comes to mind, you forgive him.
Interesting, yeah.
And and that may be reading into it, but in my experience with the process of forgiveness, which I'm still a learner, it is something that you have to commit to every time it comes up because it'll come up again in your memory. And you've got to make a choice of like, do I obsess on this? Do I fester on this?
Do I take it back?
Do I take it back? Do I?
Let me hold on to this.
Do I relish feeling like a victim? And I was so offended. It feels so good. Oh,
boy, it does feel good.
I am morally righteous. Oh, that's the drug of choice, man. Believe me.
It is hard to beat it.
You can keep your heroin. Self-righteousness is
self-righteous indignation. Right?
It feels so good. It's a hell of a drug. But every time I forget, you have a choice to dwell on it or to go, no, I forgave Jeremy for this. I forgive him again in this moment.
Yeah.
And it'll keep coming up, and maybe it gets easier as you go. But
oh man, now my ADD has kicked in, and I have 3 responses.
I have 3. Go.
I'm going to try to give them in order. So, number 1, what you just said is, I think, apropos to all of us all the time. I heard a pastor say it like this once regarding forgiveness. He said, forgiveness is not like buying a candy bar at a machine. It's like a down payment on a house, and you did the down payment that cost you some cash, but you have committed to a 30-year mortgage.
Yes.
And that's going to come back on the first of the month every month for 30 years. Are you going to pay that? You said you were.
Yeah.
That's what that is. It's going to come back, and you are going to be like, yep, that's right. I did say I was going to pay this, so I do. So that's profound and ugly, and I don't like it. But also accurate.
Yeah.
Here's another one. Forgiving does not mean granting access.
Absolutely.
Right? Which is to say, you wrong me, and I'm like, yeah, that wasn't cool. And I do forgive you because we all make mistakes. I'd like to make a steak.
Jeremy doesn't. He doesn't steak makes.
Nope. I steak no makes. I'm going to make a steak now.
Yeah, I know.
In your honor.
No food metaphors until after lunch.
I know, right? Until after Lent. Man, that was months ago. Anyways, we all make mistakes. I can forgive you. But my, I don't want to say desire, but my requirement to give you the same access to me as you had before that is not there. Jesus doesn't talk about that.
Yeah.
That's a different thing, right? So, a way to say that, right, is if somebody wrongs you so bad that they're in jail, you simultaneously can forgive them and also be like, yo, you're in jail and you probably should be in jail and I don't need to write you.
Yeah.
And that's okay. And that's a complicated one because people, I think, tend to, gloss things together.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean things are cool between us.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Our friend Justin Holcomb has done years and years of work with churches where you have somebody who makes a horrible decision, some kind of abuse, and like, hey, listen, we talked to him, or the whole congregation talked to this music minister, this youth pastor about this egregious thing he did. And he asked forgiveness, and we forgave him.
Oh,
so
we're all cool
he's back
now.
And he's like, okay, we got to talk. We got to separate forgiving and reconcile all these things.
Yeah.
And like you said, you can fully forgive somebody and also say, don't ever darken our doors again.
Yeah.
And those are not incompatible. And in fact, you need to draw that line in certain times.
Yeah. And the final of my 3 ADD
I knew
moments.
we had one more.
Thank you. That's your ADD kicking in. I appreciate that. Is something I heard many, many years ago at some conference somewhere. And I think about it weekly, probably.
Yes.
You become what you don't forgive.
Ooh.
No charge for that one.
That's, tell me, unpack that. Jeremy.
You like that? You like that
Yes.
one? You become...
I'm saving so much money by the things you learn talking to people.
Everybody playing this game at home, here's what Matthew Porter does for show prep. Hey, Jeremy, what do you want to talk about? Which is his way of saying, I don't want to do any more work, so you do the work and I'll respond.
You've done the hard work of talking to counselors and all this, learning these valuable, hard-won lessons. I'm like, give me the cheat sheet. Okay, so go back to what
I ain't learned much. I just know the bullet points. I've just read the memes on Facebook.
That's really good.
You like that?
You become the things.
Yeah. So what that
forgive.
is?
Yeah.
So it's there's a scripture verse in the Bible.
I've heard of it.
Whatsoever is pure, whatsoever is lovely, whatever. Think on these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's cute and nice, and a lot of people quote it. And okay. Yeah, it does sound good, and the positive affirmation crowd gets behind it because that is essentially what it's saying, right? However, there's a psychological bent and empirical evidence behind it, which is life is full of good stuff and bad stuff. You have a choice to wake up and say that coffee cup is half full or half empty. Or the engineer's approach, which is this cup is exactly twice as big as it needs to be for the amount of coffee that's in it currently.
I like it.
You could that's up to you.
Yeah.
What doesn't change is this is the coffee cup.
True.
It be what it be.
Yeah.
Period. Those are the facts. How you think about it is on you. That how you think about it is wiring your brain every single day. So if you wake up every day and you're like, I am mad at my dad, what you're doing is dwelling on the things that happened in that relationship. And the more you introspect on those things, you dig further and further into those bad things. And then you get into the details, the minutiae of how this person wronged you. And what you are doing is developing a master's degree and becoming that guy. And then before you know it, your fight or flight response in a trauma situation is, hey, here's a tool I know all about.
Wow.
And you grab that one, and now you're that guy. So the alternative is to not say this is okay, which is the literal worst response when someone apologizes to you, is to say okay, because it's not okay.
Right.
But you can say, I forgive you. And that process is, how would I say it? There is an element of, when you're making the monthly mortgage payment of that forgiveness, is acknowledging, oh, here's that thing again. Okay. I'm not going to pretend it's not here. It's here. It's first of the month. It's time to pay for this. Right. Okay. Got it. Yep. There it is. I am choosing to forgive. The alternative is to just be,
my precious.
Let me get up in there. Let me see how this thing works. And then that's where you're developing bitterness and resentment.
Yeah.
And all that. So that's where that comes from. And boy, the minute you think like that, you'll see it everywhere. Because most people live right there.
I've just read recently, from a secular point of view, a very thoughtful premise related to this, which is the thing that you keep struggling with. You think it's processing. You keep rolling it over and over. You think you're unpacking it, kind of figuring it out. You're just obsessing on it. You don't need resolution. You need to let it go. And I'm like, oh man. And I thought about a specific instance, and you're like, there is nothing more to learn from this thing.
Right. Understanding isn't gonna bring the resolution. You're just poking at it.
There's
more.
no new facet.
Yeah. Right.
That when you keep ruminating on it, that you're like, oh, okay. There's no new insight. There's no amount of reflection that will ever change the past. You've got to go, I'm leaving it here.
Right.
I'm going that way.
Right.
And, he was talking about, married relationships or dating relationships. And he's like, stop having the same argument over and over and literally focus on having fun with that person. That's good stuff is going to come from that. not that the issues don't matter. You need to talk about things.
Right.
But like the issue that kind of keeps, or the incident or whatever, it's like, is there something to just be said for enjoying this person and just letting that inform and foster growth? And I'm like, golly, Pete, there might be something there. So, yeah, this is interesting stuff, man. Please send your check for $99 to Matthew and Jeremy. This is the show for the session.
That's
We do not accept insurance.
We do take Bitcoin though. So
yes, Bitcoin dust even,
and solid gold bullion.
Yes, and commemorative plates from the Franklin Mint.
You take those.
Those aren't really appreciating much. Wow, I feel like that was something. What else is on your mind, man?
Gosh, well, okay, so we're pivoting from something very serious to something still serious, but a little more fun.
Excellent. We are nimble that way.
I was in an airport. I forget which one. It wasn't the last one. It was a couple of flights ago.
Airports ago.
They blur together.
Yes.
And I'm just sitting there. It was one of those things where I'm playing in this band, and the way it worked on this trip is everyone was coming in on different flights from different parts of the country.
Yeah.
Because our guitar player was visiting his brother, and a singer was in Colorado. Everybody's coming in different, so we're all waiting. So I'm at the airport somehow like first, so I'm just kind of waiting. I'm sitting there, and I was getting breakfast, and there was this guy at a table right across from me, and you know how it is. A lot of traveling people are in business or in sales, and they're very comfortable with, hey, man, what's your name? Because, you're bored. You got nothing to do with that. It's a skill set.
You're like inmates.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, well,
hey, doing time?
Yeah.
What are you in for?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Albuquerque. Yeah.
Exactly. So I struck up this conversation with this guy, and we had a great talk. And basically, it turned out he runs an HVAC company in Atlanta.
Okay.
And, what do you think we talked about?
HVAC.
No.
Forgiveness.
AI.
Of course you did.
Duh.
Of course you did.
And the robots will overtake us all. And before I could expose myself as a conspiracy theorist,
yes,
first thing out of his mouth is the trades will be the last to go. And I'm like, oh, I got to pull up a chair.
You're like, all right,
okay.
How much time do you have?
Can we just get
Can you book a later flight?
Yeah, exactly. Let's do this right now. And it was great. It was a great little conversation. I got his number. He's like, you have your nephews call me because I want to talk to them because I think they should do HVAC repair because...
So you did talk about HVAC repair.
Oh, yeah. Well, yes, we did. So, yes, we did get into that. Yes. But yeah, that's literally what he was saying is, so whatever, AI is what it is. And robots is what it is. And, if you've heard what Elon said, I think I mentioned it on this very show even last week, that Elon's got his Optimus robots, and he's like, these robots are going to be not only so good, but so ubiquitously everywhere that there's going to be a point where you're not going to get surgery from a doctor. You're going to have surgery from a robot because there'll be more robot surgeon doctors than there will be actual surgeons, which is wild. And anyways, listening to a podcast even today, there was a guy who was like, I'll tell you two things about Elon. He likes to hype up what's going to happen, and he's a bit of a catastrophist. And also his timelines are usually wrong, but everything he says usually does happen.
Wow.
So just, know that. So all that to say is his Optimus robot like really cool? Yeah. Is it going to be a brain surgeon tomorrow? Yeah, no. Will it be in 10 years? Yeah. Maybe less. But, I'm not afraid of that yet. But the point is still the trades. The trades are growing hugely, and that's not a big surprise.
Yeah.
But there are more young males in the trades now. There's been like a huge uptick in the, young people basically coming out of high school going, I'm going to see what being a plumber is about, than there has been in a long time, decades, which makes total sense when you look at the cost of college and then how most college graduates are just not getting jobs, and then everybody's seeing the AI thing.
Yeah.
Well, the AI thing is already taking jobs in the graphic design space, the customer service space, the what's the word? Communications in general. And this one is shocking me. Legal.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's all words anyways, right?
I've used it for reviews of contracts.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Right. Exactly. So ironically, the fancy $1,200 lawyer, while he's not going away, his $100 an hour associate is, and he's going to still keep his job and just run 2 different Mac Minis with different AI agents processing all of his stuff for him, and those 10 associates he used to have, is their job is gone. So all that to say that the idea of everyone losing their job completely, well, I mean, we're not there yet. But basically, if you're going to stay in your industry, you need to know AI. You're going to end up running multiple AI agents to do basically the job of 10 people. But the last thing that will go will be your plumbers, your electricians, carpenters, all those guys.
So the future, career-wise, is looking very bright for you to become an Optimus Prime surgeon repair person. Listen, these things are going to break down. We're going to need people to fix them.
Well, yeah, I mean, first of all, yeah, that makes total sense, doesn't it? Right? Eventually, you're going to have robot repair robots, but before we are there,
right?
You know, that job is gonna be a serious job. Like at Google, 6 months ago or whatever, didn't they hire like 30,000 electricians? Oh, wow. Not electrical engineers, not computer science guys, electricians, trade guys. Why? Because they're building their data centers.
Oh, wow!
Right, you got to run a lot of power lines for that.
We're finally going to get nuclear reactors to take care of the AI.
I'm saying. So anyways, encourage your kids to look at the trades, everybody.
So you mentioned conspiracy theories, and, it's always sometimes a matter of time. I heard a comedian talk about, he goes, listen, if you encounter a crazy conspiracy theory person, the answer, don't try to talk them out of it. You just out-crazy them. So you talk to a guy who's like, I don't believe we landed on the moon. And you're like, get a load of this guy. He still believes in the moon. You're like, oh.
Wait, what?
What? Good times. Fun conversations there. Well, listen, man. I learned something. I think we helped a lot of people.
At least the 7 that listen.
This is where the healing begins,
Hi, Mom.
people. Speaking of Hi, Mom, I almost forgot. Mama Porter, she does listen to the show, so I could say the specific age. It's her birthday today. 80 years old.
Wow.
She is still
happy
working
birthday.
and playing the piano and teaching, and is going to start a new job as music teacher next year.
No kid, really?
She spent 30 years teaching public school music, and she's going to dive back into it again. She's just unstoppable.
At 80?
At 80.
Wow.
That's
awesome. Wow.
She's just rocking it. So, happy birthday, Mama Porter, for that.
Awesome.
I do have a moment of rad. But before this, I want to say thank you to keylife.org for letting us do this. We just did a talk radio show, a syndicated talk radio show, heard nationwide on hundreds of radio stations. And we met one of the most interesting guys I have met.
Oh, man. He was a serious
long
guy.
Time.
Yeah.
You said earlier, did anyone get killed? If you're talking to this guy, the answer is
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. People did get killed. He is a Marine. You are never a former Marine. This guy has done operations in Afghanistan, all over the place, has literally saved the lives of tens of thousands of people. And he's like, hey, maybe I should turn into a best-selling novelist while I'm still doing these major kinetic operations. And so he's written 3 novels. He's written like 10 books, but 𝗦𝘆 𝗶𝗹 is the guy, and it's this novel. It's the second in a series, but this one's called Riptide. Like total Tom Clancy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like fact-based stuff. I don't know what Tom Clancy's story is, but I think he was a research guy. This cat, his research is
boots on the ground. His research.
Pew,
Yeah.
pew.
Yeah, exactly.
So, check out that show. It will be live by the time you hear this, and really interesting, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, moment of rad. We talked about music. We talk about the Christian culture, and I don't have any compunction in saying this. I'm usually not a fan of CCM.
Okay.
It doesn't grab me.
Yeah.
Contemporary Christian music, but I came across a new band.
Okay.
That has my attention, and I want to introduce that to you right now. This is a little band called Small Voice. Right? Blast beats.
Drop tune.
Yep. And I can totally understand these lyrics.
Yep.
Which I usually can't for this particular genre, where you call it death metal or whatever. But I love it. It's like a 1.5-minute song. It's very short. I don't know if that's all of theirs, but I'm a new fan.
Small Voice.
Small Voice.
Oh, I'm into it.
Yeah.
Woo.
I'm like,
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. I'm gonna tag them, and I'll tag this in the show notes. I would love. Is there an explanation behind the name? I don't like the name, but love the music, love the band. You guys give us a shout. Love to promote you or something or other. But yeah, I'm like, okay, new driving music.
Oh yeah.
Hey kids, I got something. I know you've been listening to Hamilton for the last 12 years.
You know that new sound you've been looking for? Well, listen to this. Yeah, I love it.
Yes. Well,
yeah, awesome.
Speaking of music, there's another little tune that I think you'll really love. And I feel like this is a good time to play it. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. Let's hit that music. Paul, a little saying goodbye music. Yes. That was a great show.